So a lot of people, when they make vegetables or beans in general, the thing they tell me they struggle with is like the seasoning. So you think about the same way you like to season meat, you can season your vegetables that way. So for me, my go-to is paprika. I like it because it adds a level of smokiness. And mind you, all of this seasoning, none of it has salt in it. I'm gonna do some garlic powder. I like things to be a little bit spicy, so I'm gonna use some crushed red pepper flakes. And then because we rinsed it and drained it, we have our own salt. So I'm just using a pinch of sea salt here and a little bit of black pepper. And then because this is going in the oven, I'm going to use avocado oil because it's a high heating oil. And then we'll just toss it. If you don't want to clean up a lot, use parchment paper. And we just pour our chickpeas right on top. Spread it out so that everybody has their own space. So that way they get nice and roasted in the oven. Now I preheated my oven to 450 degrees. And this will go in the oven for about 15-20ish minutes, just until you start to see it crisp up. And so my favorite bread to use for this is going to be sourdough bread. It's a bread that's used, they use like a fermentation process. So because of that, it can be very good for your gut health. And so I like it because it has good flavor, but it also is good for me. So if you want to try it, I definitely recommend it. Okay, so now we're going to work on the avocado, and I like to just mash mine. I'm gonna mash it. We'll put it in a bowl, mash it up, and then we'll season it with some of the same seasonings we use for the sourdough, for the chickpeas, minus the smoked paprika. But like the way that I figure out how I want to season it, I just think about what are the seasonings that I like regularly. For me, it's garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, and salt. So then we have our tomato. I'm actually using aroma tomato. You can use whatever tomato you have. And the tomato is going to add like acid to the fat of the avocado. You'll still have the creaminess of the avocado, and then that acid will break through it. It's going to all be really good together. The green I'm going to use is going to be this arugula, but you can use whatever greens you have. So what I do for any green, and I recommend this for you too, is you want to season your greens just like you would any other vegetable. All I use is a little bit of olive oil, a little pinch of salt, some of this Italian seasoning that I got from Trader Joe's, which I love, black pepper. And then I just toss it with my hands so that way I can make sure the oil gets on every leaf and that seasoning gets on every leaf too. So every bite that you have has a lot of flavor. And so arugula is super light, so I'm not going to be too tight with it or too rough with it. And so you can see every leaf is well seasoned. Okay, so now it's time to take out the roasted chickpeas. There they are. You can see, so you get all that flavor from the seasonings we added. It smells really good. If you want it to be even crispier, we'll add it in for maybe 25 minutes. But the flavor on this is amazing. So we got our sourdough that has been toasted. Adding on our mashed avocado. The next layer is going to be our tomatoes. I actually need one more tomato. Then we're gonna add in our layer of the greens. Nice little bed, because it's gonna be the bed for the chickpeas to sit in. And then we just top this beautiful looking salad with these roasted chickpeas. And you can let some fall off just so it can look pretty. Now there is one key step that you cannot forget when you're making something like this. A squeeze of some acid. So I'm gonna use some lime. Okay, so scratch that. The lime was not liming, so I'm just gonna use this lime juice. Just a little bit, not a lot. We'll wake up the flavor. And this is a pretty quick lunch. Look at that. Come on. So good. The flavor from the chickpeas, another level. The avocado, the tomatoes, and the greens, and that sourdough, that's what like brings it all together. And it took only 20 minutes. You could do this. I hope you try this. Let me know in the comments if you try it, okay? Let me know what other recipes you want to see. All right, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.